Flames roared across the raft. Smoke spiraling, high waves crashing violently, spray hitting faces, adrenaline coiling sharply. I gripped the flare gun tightly. Pulse hammering, sparks leaping across canvas, eyes scanning horizon, panic threading silently. Canvas erupted suddenly. Ropes smoldering, fire spreading faster than expected, team gripping tightly, muscles taut. Moonlight shimmered on churning water. Shadows twisted unpredictably, reflections merging with flames. Instincts sharpened instantly. The raft lurched violently. Spray slapping faces, paddle slipping, slightly hands gripping ropes, balance hanging by a thread. Salt stung eyes sharply. Breath ragged, fire illuminating frantic faces, adrenaline peaking, team bracing desperately. Shadows darted across waves. One shape large and undefined moving quickly, team reacting instinctively to sudden threat. Paddle struck water forcefully. Raft pitched violently. Muscles coiled, team adjusting instantly, coordination critical. Waves slammed unexpectedly. Raft heaved, canvas whipping, sparks scattering, team gripping ropes, hearts pounding fiercely. Silence pressed tightly. Broken only by crackling fire and roaring waves, eyes scanning every shadow, tension unbroken. Dawn broke over restless water. Team gathered on deck, gear ready, nerves taut, tension threading quietly through each glance. Captain issued orders sharply. Some hesitated, minor arguments flared over navigation, trust and fear interwoven silently. Maps sprawled across wet deck. Currents unpredictable, storm approaching, decisions required instantly, nerves taut. Flare guns checked meticulously. Mechanism clicked, straps secured, eyes scanning horizon for first sign of danger. Oars assigned, positions fixed. Subtle tremors of doubt passed through team, anticipation coiling in every heartbeat. Canvas inspected. Ropes tightened, knots secure, gear arranged methodically, eyes flicking toward horizon anxiously. Crew exchanged cautious glances. Whispers of past failures, panic flickering briefly, tension simmering quietly. Storm clouds gathered swiftly. Wind picking up, spray stinging faces, team debating cautious versus rapid departure. Paddle gripped tightly. Balance tested, raft rocking slightly, minor collisions raising silent alarm among crew. Scout shifted silently. Eyes sweeping water. Small ripples analyzed for threats, muscles coiled in readiness. Captain nodded firmly. Subtle signal acknowledged, team moving as one, precision threading through every movement. Flare gun rested across knees. Fingers flexing instinctively, eyes scanning dark horizon, anticipation stretching taut. Canvas shifted slightly. Ropes creaking, gear rattling softly, team alert to smallest changes in environment. Eyes darted across horizon. Shadows merged with waves, subtle movements triggering rapid internal assessment. Small splashes echoed. Ripples scrutinized, muscles tense, team coiling tightly in synchronized awareness. Rope lines adjusted. Knots rechecked, gear arranged, subtle gestures coordinating movements silently. Raft tilted gently. Corrected instinctively, hands gripping, muscles coiled, team alert to slightest shift. Moonlight shimmered faintly. Reflections, deceptive vigilance sharpening instincts quietly but thoroughly. Scout gestured briefly. Subtle communication acknowledged, team responding instantly, focus absolute. Paddle dipped lightly. Raft adjusted, balance maintained, muscles taut, coordination threading silently. Flare gun mechanism rechecked. Finger flexing, eyes scanning horizon, anticipation stretching with each breath. Canvas flapped lightly. Ropes tensioned, gear secured, subtle sounds magnified, awareness maintained. Shadows flickered across water. Small movements analyzed, instincts guiding every precise adjustment. Waves lapped edges gently. Raft balanced meticulously, muscles coiled, each minor shift monitored. Gear settled quietly. Straps and flares checked movements, deliberate tension threading through every touch. Fingers brushed rope. Knots secure, every action deliberate, team maintaining precise coordination. Paddle poised. Slight dips correcting, raft tilt, muscles taut. Synchronization flawless under subtle stress. Flare smoke checked. None released anticipation, coiling tightly, team alert to every shifting shadow. Raft creaked softly. Balance maintained, team responsive focus. Absolute nerves taut under rising tension. Moonlight shimmered faintly. Reflections, deceptive vigilance, heightened instincts, coiling and readiness. Salt stung sharply. Breath visible, team holding position, anticipation, threading quietly through each member. Canvas snapped slightly. Ropes tensioned, gear stabilized, awareness persistent despite minor fatigue. Shadows merged with waves. Subtle motion tracked, team alert to anomalies, eyes scanning with care. Paddle adjusted lightly. Raft balanced motions, deliberate coordination, seamless despite minor shifts. Raft floated tense yet steady. Anticipation held, team ready, breaths measured, eyes scanning every ripple. Horizon shimmered oddly. Ripples twisting unnaturally, team eyes darting nervously, subtle unease threading through each glance. Scout pointed silently. Faint shapes moving in water, whispers of unease, passing instincts sharpening intense rhythm. Paddle dipped cautiously. Raft swayed slightly, muscles taut, minor argument flared over which direction to steer. Shadow flickered on waves. Subtle, barely perceptible tension rising, team exchanging uneasy glances quickly. Spray hit faces sharply. Some flinched, others steadied, internal debate simmering over proper response. Canvas shifted unexpectedly. Ropes groaning, minor chaos as crew adjusted gear, small panic flickering quietly. Faint sound echoed. A splash or distant creature, team froze, scanning water, carefully, nerves coiling tight. Flare gun checked again. Finger flexing, eyes tracking every shadow, anticipation threading through every heartbeat. Wave lapped strangely. Raft tilted unexpectedly. One member lost balance briefly, tension threading through crew. Shadows danced across deck. Moonlight glinting off wet gear, subtle mistrust flickering between teammates. Paddle struck water sharply. Reaction delayed by hesitation, minor reprimand, whispered stress threading silently. Smoke from distant fire. Unfamiliar drifting slowly, team wondering if another signal or unseen threat lurked. Rope lines tensed. Knots secure, subtle gestures communicating unease, coordination stretching under rising anxiety. Moonlight glimmered. Reflections, deceptive, subtle ripples analyzed nerves, heightened by uncertainty. Flare smoke lingered. Light dim, anticipation coiling, whispers of what if threading silently through minds. Minor argument flared. Directions debated, hand gestures, firm internal conflict adding pressure to tense scene. Shadows merged with waves. Subtle movement caught in peripheral vision, team reacting instinctively, eyes scanning. Spray stung hands. Raft rocking gently, muscles coiled, anticipation threading through every minor motion. Paddle adjusted lightly. Balance maintained cautiously, coordination. Precise eyes flicking to horizon constantly. Faint glint in distance. Uncertain reflection, sparks of speculation, flying tension threading silently through crew. Canvas groaned again. Ropes tightened reflexively, minor gestures correcting, team alert to any anomaly. Splash nearby. Sudden minor panic, muscles coiled, eyes darting for unseen presence, trust tested subtly. Flare gun glimmered faintly. Anticipation, sharp finger flexed, readiness threading through every tense heartbeat. Raft lurched slightly. Corrected instantly, hands gripping, eyes scanning waves, unease threading through motions. Shadows flickered oddly. Reflections merging with smoke, subtle fear spreading quietly among crew. Paddle dipped cautiously. Each stroke precise, muscles taut, internal debates coiling with anticipation. Minor ripple near Raft. Tension rising, subtle hand signals exchanged, team moving with coiled awareness. Smoke drifted across water. Faint scent, team uncertain if natural or sign of unseen threat ahead. Canvas snapped lightly. Ropes taut, minor gear shift, subtle murmurs of doubt threading silently through team. Moonlight reflected strangely. Ripples twisting unnaturally, anticipation coiling, eyes scanning water meticulously. Paddle struck water sharply. Raft pitched slightly, subtle panic flaring, muscles coiled for sudden adjustment. Faint growl or splash. Uncertain team froze briefly, eyes tracking every subtle movement across waves. Shadow passed quickly. Vanished heartbeats racing, whispers of unseen presence threading through nerves. Rope tension adjusted. Knots secure, hands moving cautiously, coordination maintained despite rising tension. Raft floated tense yet steady. Subtle movements tracked, team alert, anticipation coiling tightly across all senses. Waves slammed violently, raft heaving, spray lashing faces, muscles taut, adrenaline coiling, team bracing desperately. Canvas snapped sharply. Ropes strained, gear bouncing, subtle arguments flared briefly, tension threading through crew. Flare gun flexed in hand, finger-ready eyes scanning shadows, anticipation and fear colliding violently in rhythm. Paddle struck water forcefully. Raft pitched sharply, hands gripping ropes, muscles coiled, focus razor-sharp. Shadow flickered across waves, possibly a floating log or predator team reacting instinctively to sudden threat. Spray stung eyes fiercely, breath ragged fire reflecting across faces, panic flickering, team synchronizing rapidly. Canvas groaned violently. Ropes taut, minor collision with oar, subtle murmurs of doubt threading through tense crew. Wave surged again. Raft tilted dangerously. One member slipped slightly, balance regained with tense coordination. Flare smoke spiraled wildly. Light cutting darkness, shadows shifting unpredictably, eyes scanning for unseen hazard. Paddle dipped sharply. Raft responded violently, muscles tensed, team adjusting instantly to chaotic motion. Rope lines creaked. Tension testing knots, subtle gestures communicating minor panic silently among crew. Splash nearby. Sudden unexplained, hearts racing, eyes darting for possible predator or hidden obstacle. Canvas whipped violently. Ropes stretched, gear bouncing, team adjusting instinctively, nerves straining. Moonlight shimmered on churning water. Subtle shapes moving in distance, anticipation coiling tightly. Flare gun checked again. Finger flexing, readiness threading through each tense heartbeat, focus absolute. Raft lurched sharply. Spray lashing faces, muscles taut. Hands gripping, team responding in silent coordination. Shadow moved rapidly. Disappeared, subtle panic flickering, team bracing for sudden surprise or predator. Paddle struck violently. Raft tilted unexpectedly. Muscles coiled, minor reprimand whispered as nerves spiked. Canvas shifted sharply. Ropes groaning, gear rattling, tension threading quietly, team moving cautiously. Wave collided with force. Raft heaving violently, crew bracing, muscles taut, anticipation threading through all. Flare smoke twisted oddly, light reflecting strangely, subtle shapes hinting at unknown eyes widening slightly. Splash near raft. Sudden minor panic instincts coiling, team scanning swiftly for unseen threat. Rope lines adjusted. Knots secure, hands moving rapidly, subtle disagreement over positioning flickering. Paddle dipped forcefully. Raft responded violently. Balance critical, muscles coiled, crew coordinated instantly. Shadows merged with waves. Subtle motion detected, reflexes firing, anticipation coiling through each heartbeat. Spray stung sharply. Raft rocked, muscles taut, minor panic flaring, eyes scanning horizon rapidly. Canvas snapped suddenly. Ropes taut, gear shifted, subtle conflict over movement threading silently through crew. Moonlight glimmered on chaotic water. Ripples twisting, reflections merging with firelight, anticipation sharp. Flare ignited briefly. Smoke rising, team responding instantly, eyes scanning rapidly for possible predator. Raft pitched violently. Paddle slipped briefly, balance regained, muscles coiled, tension unbroken. Shadow flickered again. Possibly floating debris or predator team adjusting, alertness spiking immediately. Spray lashed faces repeatedly. Breath ragged, muscles taut, coordination, critical tension threading tightly. Rope lines strained. Subtle gestures exchanged, minor disputes over position, nerves coiling tightly. Canvas flapped violently. Gear shifted abruptly. Team responding instantly, anticipation heightening sharply. Paddle struck water sharply. Raft rocked, muscles coiled, teams synchronized under sudden chaos. Flare gun glimmered faintly. Finger-flexed eyes scanning horizon, heartbeats quickening with each ripple. Moonlight shimmered on waves. Shadows distorted subtle movements, detected anticipation, threading tightly. Raft lurched sharply again. Spray hitting faces, minor panic flared, crew adjusting instantly to chaotic motion. Canvas snapped violently. Ropes taut, gear bouncing, subtle tension threading silently through team. Waves surged unexpectedly. Raft tilted violently. Muscles coiled, one member nearly lost balance briefly. Paddle dipped forcefully. Raft responded violently. Coordination, critical tension threading through team. Flare smoke spiraled wildly. Light cutting darkness, subtle threat hinted in distance, eyes widening sharply. Shadow moved rapidly across water. Vanished instantly, reflexes firing, hearts racing, nerves taut. Spray hit faces sharply. Raft heaved violently, muscles taut, team gripping tightly, anticipation peaking. Flames reflected on water. Raft stabilized slightly, tension lingering, team silently acknowledging survived chaos. Flames engulfed the raft. Smoke curling, high waves smashing violently. Spray stinging faces, muscles coiled, team bracing desperately. I gripped the flare gun tightly. Breath ragged, pulse racing, sparks leaping across canvas, eyes fixed on desperate signal. Canvas erupted suddenly. Ropes smoldered, fire spreading faster than expected, sparks scattering wildly over turbulent water. Moonlight shimmered on churning waves. Shadows twisted, reflections dancing with firelight. Instincts sharpened instantly. The raft lurched sharply, spray slapping faces, muscles taut. Hands gripping ropes, balance hanging by a fragile thread. Salt stung eyes fiercely. Breath ragged, fire illuminating frantic faces, fear colliding with adrenaline at its peak. Shadows darted across water. One shape, large, undefined, moving quickly, team reacting instinctively, nerves spiking. Paddle struck water violently. Raft pitched unpredictably, muscles coiled, hands gripping tight, coordination critical. Rope lines groaned. Tension testing knots, gear bouncing violently, minor panic flashing silently through crew. Flare ignited suddenly. Smoke spiraling, light cutting darkness, shadows shifting unpredictably across restless waves. Canvas snapped sharply. Ropes stretched, fire licking edges, gear rattling, team adjusting swiftly, adrenaline surging. Waves collided fiercely. Raft pitched violently, spray hitting faces, muscles taut, focus, razor-sharp, breath ragged. Shadow moved closer. Indistinct form rising from water, team bracing, eyes wide, tension spiking to near collapse. Flare smoke twisted violently. Light scattering, sparks reflecting off waves, panic coiling tightly in every heartbeat. Paddle slipped momentarily. Raft tilted, one member nearly lost balance, quick correction, muscles primed for chaos. Canvas flapped violently. Ropes groaning, gear bouncing, subtle argument flared briefly over next move. Waves slammed unpredictably. Raft rocked, spray lashed faces, team holding tight, coordination critical to survival. Moonlight flickered on foam. Shadows merged with smoke, anticipation tightening, muscles, eyes scanning for threat. Rope lines tensed sharply. Knots tested, fingers gripping tightly, movements precise, nerves stretched thin. Splash near raft. Sudden unexplained, hearts racing, eyes darting to discern predator or floating debris. Flare gun flexed in hand. Finger-ready eyes scanning horizon, anticipation threading every tense heartbeat. Raft tilted sharply. Spray hitting faces, muscles taut. Hands gripping, team bracing instinctively for impact. Shadow flickered again. Possibly debris or creature, subtle panic, team adjusting instantly, instincts firing. Paddle struck water with force. Raft rocked violently, coiled muscles, team synchronized to avoid catastrophe. Canvas shifted violently. Ropes groaned, fire spreading, gear bouncing, subtle whispers of panic threading through crew. Waves surged repeatedly. Raft pitching sharply, muscles coiled, anticipation spiking with each violent heave. Flare smoke spiraled into night. Light cutting darkness, team bracing, adrenaline peaking, nerves taut. Shadow moved swiftly across foam. Vanished hearts racing instinctive coordination keeping Raft from tipping. Paddle gripped tightly. Raft stabilized briefly, muscles coiled, subtle tension threading silently through team. Canvas snapped again. Ropes stretched, gear rattling violently, team adjusting instinctively, anticipation high. Moonlight reflected off turbulent water. Shadows shifting unpredictably, nerves spiking with every wave. Flare ignited briefly. Smoke spiraling, light cutting darkness, sparks scattering dangerously across wet canvas. Raft lurched violently. Spray stung faces, muscles taut, hands gripping tightly, team responding instantly. Rope tensioned sharply. Knots secure, gear shifting, subtle argument flickering, anticipation coiling tightly. Shadow emerged fleetingly. Large form indistinct, disappearing quickly, eyes widening, hearts racing violently. Paddle dipped sharply. Raft pitched again, coiled muscles, team correcting instantly, focus absolute. Canvas flapped violently. Ropes groaning, fire spreading faster, gear bouncing, tension peaking among crew. Waves collided with sudden force. Raft rocked unpredictably, spray lashing faces, adrenaline unrelenting. Flare smoke twisted wildly. Light cutting darkness, shadows merging with fire, nerves spiking with chaos. Flames reflected on turbulent water. Raft stabilized slightly, tension unbroken, team silently acknowledging survived chaos. Embers glimmered faintly. Smoke spiraling softly into night, raft drifting quietly. Muscles trembling, breaths heavy, tension still clinging. Paddle rested lightly. Hands sore, eyes scanning horizon, subtle waves rocking raft, anticipation fading into exhausted alertness. Canvas sagged, ropes slack. Gear shifted, minor adjustments made, team moving cautiously, assessing damage silently. Salt stung hands and faces. Breath visible in cold night, muscles relaxing slightly. Awareness lingering quietly. Scout nodded faintly. Subtle gestures confirming gear and crew intact, team processing, adrenaline slowly ebbing. Flare gun checked carefully. Finger flexing mechanism, sound soft, anticipation, replaced by reflective caution. Moonlight shimmered on calm water. Shadows, soft ripples, gentle, team scanning for debris or further threat silently. Rope lines retightened. Knots secure, gear arranged methodically, each subtle movement measured and deliberate. Spray cooled skin. Breaths slowing, muscles relaxing, team sharing unspoken acknowledgement of survived chaos. Paddle dipped lightly. Raft adjusted gently, crew coiling, reflexes fading, anticipation giving way to fatigue. Canvas shifted softly. Ropes creaked faintly, gear settled, team remaining alert, yet noticeably exhausted. Moonlight glimmered across calm waves. Reflections, subtle tension, easing, awareness lingering without panic. Scout gestured quietly. Minor nods exchanged, team checking one another, confirming balance and stability. Flare smoke dispersed slowly. Light dimming, team adjusting positions, attention calm but still measured. Paddle gripped lightly. Raft drifted steadily, muscles relaxing. Gradually, subtle readiness remaining. Canvas sagged further. Ropes slackened slightly. Gear secured, team silent processing recent near miss. Spray hit faces gently. Breaths deepened, adrenaline fading, eyes scanning horizon out of habit. Tension reduced. Rope tensioned once more. Knots verified, minor shifts corrected, team moving with careful deliberation. Moonlight reflected softly on gentle waves. Shadows calm, team taking cautious breaths, muscles uncoiling. Paddle adjusted subtly. Raft responded smoothly, crew synchronized, vigilance tempered by exhaustion. Flare gun mechanism flexed softly. Readiness maintained, team monitoring, raft tension diminished but present. Canvas shifted slightly. Ropes adjusted, gear settled, team maintaining calm, alertness lingering faintly. Shadow of distant wave passed. Minor glance, eyes tracking reflexively, team relaxed, slightly still wary. Paddle dipped slowly. Raft adjusted smoothly, subtle nods exchanged, team acknowledging survived danger. Flare, smoke, faint fire gone. Reflections soft on water team assessing surroundings, muscles relaxing gradually. Rope lines brushed gently. Knots secure movements, deliberate team recovering from tension with focus intact. Canvas swayed lightly. Gear adjusted silently. Anticipation fading, crew sharing quiet relief without words. Spray hit faces minimally. Breath slowed, hands resting, raft drifting calmly. Attention softened but measured. Moonlight shimmered faintly. Ripples, gentle team exchanging minor gestures, acknowledging survived chaos. Raft floated steadily. Tension easing, muscles uncoiling, team observing horizon, minds reflecting quietly. The raft floated still. Smoke dispersed, waves, gentle memories of chaos replaying, unspoken questions threading through each breath. Fingers traced rope lines. Knots still secure, gear intact, subtle recollections of near misses threading through memory. Paddle rested lightly. Muscles aching, eyes scanning horizon, anticipation of unknown lingering silently. Canvas sagged gently. Ropes slack, reflections dancing on water, team reviewing choices made, tension threading quietly. Flare gun inspected. Mechanism clicked softly, memories of flare bending in storm playing through mind continuously. Moonlight shimmered on calm water. Shadows merging with thoughts, reflections of chaos and near loss threading silently. Spray from prior waves dried. Breath slowing, muscles relaxing, subtle panic, echoes threading through memory. Scout gestured softly. Team nodding quietly, reflections on decisions, coordination, and near mistakes threading internally. Rope lines brushed fingers. Subtle movements catalogued, actions replayed, lessons learned coiling quietly in minds. Canvas shifted faintly. Memories of pitch and lurch, minor panic and small missteps threading through reflection. Flare, smoke lingering in memory. Light cutting darkness, decisions reviewed silently, lessons catalogued carefully. Paddle gripped lightly. Raft drifting, muscles relaxed but attention lingering, anticipation threading subtly. Shadow from distant wave replayed mentally. Team recalling subtle threat cues, instincts sharpening quietly. Moonlight glimmered faintly. Reflections on water, thoughts of what could have gone wrong threading tightly. Rope tension adjusted gently. Knots secure, memories of near slips replaying in quiet internal monologue. Canvas sagged further. Ropes slackened, team silently reviewing reactions, subtle panic fading into reflection. Spray hit faces in memory. Breath steady, adrenaline fading, lessons of coordination and caution threading through minds. Paddle dipped lightly. Raft shifted smoothly, crew reflecting on prior chaos, tension lingering quietly. Flare gun mechanism flexed. Readiness remembered, team replayed actions, near disasters catalogued silently. Canvas shifted softly. Minor gear adjustments remembered, subtle disagreements, internalized lessons noted. Moonlight shimmered across calm waves. Reflections blending with memories, questions of what-ifs threading silently. Rope lines creaked faintly in recollection. Tension felt, actions replayed, anticipation threading through memory. Paddle struck water in thought. Raft pitch replayed, muscles tense in memory, lessons catalogued quietly. Shadow flickered in imagination. Possible predator or debris instincts replayed silently, team mentally reviewing. Spray hit faces subtly in memory. Adrenaline fading, team reflecting quietly on survival decisions weighed. Canvas flapped in recollection. Ropes taut, gear bouncing, minor missteps replayed, awareness sharpening. Paddle adjusted mentally. Raft movement analyzed, coordination, reviewed internal reflection, coiling silently. Moonlight shimmered faintly in memory. Waves and shadows replayed, questions of safety lingering quietly. Raft floated steadily. Tension fading slowly, muscles uncoiling, thoughts reviewing decisions, lessons threaded. Silence pressed in. Chaos replayed mentally, team reflecting on survival, lingering questions and memories threading deeply.